Okay, let's just dive right in. That first year of university, wow, it's a massive change, right? It's exciting for sure, but man, it can feel like total chaos. So, we're going to break down a super simple framework that's going to help you go from just surviving that first year to actually crushing it. I mean, think about it. You're suddenly juggling a million new things. You've got classes, deadlines, trying to build a social life, and all this freedom you've never had before. If you don't have some kind of plan, it's so easy to get completely overwhelmed. So, the big question is, how do you get a handle on all of it? You know, without feeling like you're always one step behind. Well, the answer is way simpler than you'd think. And get this, it actually comes from a five-star general who went on to become a US president. And here it is, the Eisenhower matrix. Yep, named after that president, Dwight D. Eisenhower. Now, this is not just another to-do list. Think of it more like a decision-making framework. It's like your own personal guide for figuring out what actually deserves your focus and what's just noise. And the beauty of this whole thing is how simple it is. Seriously, it's just built on two ideas. Is something urgent? And is it important? Every single thing you have to do, from that massive term paper to, I don't know, doing your laundry, it fits into one of these four boxes. The secret to getting your life in order? It's just figuring out which box it belongs in. All right, so let's see how this simple little chart transforms into a powerful action plan. It's time to get practical and really dig into what each of these quadrants means. Getting started is dead simple, just two steps. First, you're just going to do a big brain dump. Write down every single thing you need to do. Don't even think about it, just list it all out. Then, and this is the magic part, you sort each one of those tasks into one of the four quadrants. Just doing that, it brings an incredible amount of clarity, I promise. Okay, first up, quadrant 1. This is the urgent and important box. Think of these as the fires you have to put out right now. That paper that's due tomorrow, the exam on Friday, that's quadrant 1. The best way to tackle them is to break them down into smaller chunks, give yourself some mini deadlines, and hey, don't be afraid to ask for help. All right, next is quadrant 2. And listen up, because this is the absolute heart of the entire system. These are the things that are important, but they're not urgent, at least not yet. This is where true success happens. We're talking about planning out that big research paper way ahead of time, or just consistently reviewing your notes every week. You have to schedule time for this stuff, because if you don't, it never happens. And now for the sneaky one, quadrant 3. These are the things that feel urgent. They're screaming for your attention, but they're not actually important for your big goals. You know, like that group chat that's blowing up with random questions right when you're trying to study. The goal here is to shut those things down, delegate them if possible, or just get really good at saying, sorry, can't right now. And last but not least, quadrant 4. These are the things that are neither urgent nor important. You know what I'm talking about. Binge watching that new show, mindlessly scrolling through social media. Now look, this isn't about never having fun. We all need to chill out and recharge. The key is just to be mindful about it and make sure this stuff isn't eating up all the time you should be spending in quadrant 2. And here's the real game changer. This is the insight that changes everything. Spending all your time in quadrant 1 feels productive, right? Because you're always busy putting out fires, but all you're doing is reacting. The more time you purposefully spend in quadrant 2, proactively planning, building good habits, the fewer crises and emergencies will ever show up in quadrant 1 in the first place. You're preventing the fires before they even start. Okay, so we get the how. We know how it works. But what about the why? Why does this matter so much? Let's talk about the real payoff here, the stuff you actually get from using this. Honestly, what you gain is massive. We're talking about a real study-life balance, and that means less stress, a way more positive mindset. When you feel like you're actually in control of your time, your academic performance gets better, and you'll suddenly realize you have more time for the stuff you actually want to do, not just the stuff you have to do. And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. This is a real quote from a student who actually used this system. They said it transformed their routine and their grades went up a lot. This stuff isn't just talk, it really works. All right, so hopefully you're feeling ready to give this a shot. Let's make it super easy to get started with a few practical tools and a really clear first step. You can totally do this with a notebook, but we've got awesome digital tools too, right? Something like Trello or Todoist is perfect for that brain dump and sorting your tasks. And for scheduling that super important quadrant 2 time, your best friend is a simple calendar app like Google Calendar. Just block out the time. One last thing as you get going, please remember this is not about being perfect from day one. It's all about progress, not perfection. Every little step you take towards being more intentional with your time, that's a win. So be kind to yourself and celebrate those small victories along the way. So I want to leave you with a direct challenge to get you started. Right now, think about your week ahead. What is the one, just one, important, not urgent thing you can schedule? That one quadrant 2 task. Go put it in your calendar right now. Trust me, your future self is going to be so glad you did.